Hey guys, this is Toyota Parts Distributors Reviews at Doral Toyota. Today we have our hands on a 2022 Toyota Tundra with a 3.5 liter I-Force V6. This thing is an absolute beast. It's an absolute game changer for the truck game, and we are really lucky to get our hands on it today to show you guys a close-up with the details on this new truck. So first off, we're going to get a look at the exterior of this awesome 2022 Tundra. The first thing you're going to notice is the unique color. You don't really see this color on anything. You've seen it on maybe some Toyotas. I know we've seen it on the older Tundras. We've also seen it on the 4Runners and even the Tacomas out there. It's actually the army green. It's a very desirable color. We have seen it before in the past, and they brought it back for a reason, to make sure this truck is desirable. You can also see this sleek grille. It's big for a reason. If you notice, I'm not sure if you can see it, there's a lot of cooling support underneath this grille. It's all there for performance. As we know, this comes with the big 3.5 liter twin turbo V6, and those two turbos need a lot of breathing support. And you can see there's a lot of support in here. Now later when we check out the performance inside the engine, we'll show you some of the cooling aspirations within here, and we can take a look at why we need that. You can also see that there's a sensor up here. A lot of the newer trucks come with sensors equipped for multiple safety equipments that will come on these trucks. So this truck actually comes with a Safety Sense 2.5 from Toyota. So as you saw on the front, we had that safety sensor, which actually helps with crash detection as well as pedestrian detection. There's a lot of other options that come with it for safety. They really have upped their game. The old Tundra, I believe the only thing we really got on the 2021 was the sensor that was up here in the logo, and that was a TSS sensor, I believe, which honestly there wasn't much going on. So you can see Toyota really upped their game when it came to safety and sensors. There's a lot of equipment that comes standard on this truck that we would have never guessed would have came on a Tundra. So moving on to the back of the 2022 Tundra, the first thing I wanted to point out was actually the tail lights. These are really nice looking tail lights compared to the older generations. You can see how aggressive they look and futuristic. Not to mention that you also have an accessory right here that comes on a few models where you can tap this to open up your tailgate. This is a big new thing for Tundras, and it's something that a lot of people have wanted. So when you come to the rear end where the tailgate is, you're going to see it's embossed. It says Tundra in big bold letters. It's really nice and aggressive. You can see all the nice curves, futuristic, really nice looking. Now to mention on this truck, it actually comes with a trailer package. So if you look down here, you're gonna see that you have your power kit right here, your plug, and you also have your lighting plug. So you can have lighting on your trailer and power on your trailer. You also have a hitch that's gonna come on that package. We're not sure the price. I believe it's around $2,000 for that package, but it does take a lot of hassle out of the way for doing it yourself. Now when it comes to actually opening up this tailgate, it's really simple. It's not like the older trucks that you had a lever. You're just gonna press this button right under there and it's gonna drop open. Cushioned, it's really smooth action, very light tailgate, takes very little effort. You're not gonna be getting hurt on this. Now when we look at the actual bed, you're gonna see there's a composite surface. It's very, very good quality. We have it in our Tacoma. They've used this in the Tacoma for a pretty long time now, and there hasn't been many complaints. So it does hold up to what it needs to. You can actually see they've dropped an engine on this and it held up. So it's good quality. Now when you look here, you actually have lighting built in. The older Tundras did not come with this. I'm not sure about the newer generation, but my Tundra is 2012, we did not have this. I wish that my truck came with this. You can also see that you have 4 tie downs, which is very useful on these trucks. In any truck, you know you're gonna wanna use this when you bring a load around. You're also gonna see the bed rails that you have up here. You have 3, 1 on each side, meaning that you can mount a bed cover. You could also mount a bed rack, and it's gonna be very sturdy because it's tied into the actual bed. So it's very good quality. So in general, it's a very well put together bed. They did listen to their customers. You have a lot of options that you did not have before on the older trucks. So it's gonna be useful throughout the years. So something new on this truck is that this is actually an aluminum composite bed. Toyota has not used this. It's a pretty new technology. It's an effort to make a strong bed while keeping it light, and they did prove this. If you go look, they've dropped a full V8 onto this bed without it having any cracks or any damage, so this thing can take a beating. Now when we move down to the wheels, you have a nice aluminum alloy, 18 inches. This truck comes with some Yokohama Geolanders, some nice tires are gonna come. It has a good 4-wheel disc brake system. It's a good stopping system. This truck will stop on a dime. Very good quality. So now we've moved into the interior of this 2022 Tundra. You can really see Toyota really up their game. This is a very advanced design for this truck. We really did not expect such an awesome look inside of this truck. The first thing you're gonna notice when you get inside this truck is this giant screen. It's really advanced and good looking. I'm sure it's reliable because Toyota makes sure to have a reliable interior on this car. On the older trucks, it was very simple and that's what kept it reliable. But I'm certain that these new trucks are gonna be reliable even with all the new additions to the interior. So you can see the functionality you're gonna have in here. You have navigation, you have music, you have a calling system, you have your vehicle information. So you know you're gonna have your trip information. It's gonna tell you your mileage, your speed, the history of your trip, then you're gonna have your settings. You actually have something really cool, which I have not seen on Toyotas yet. You have settings that you can put in. So I can go in, make my profile Christian, and I can go and set up this truck with the Bluetooth and the seating to how I'm gonna like it. So I can get in this truck, press my setting profile, and it will set it up to how I'm gonna like this truck to be set up. And Antonella can come, she can come put in her name, set up the seats for how she likes it, set up the little customization options to how she likes it, to her phone and everything, and it will go to how she has it set up. That's something that I really like, and I think it's a time saver. And personally, I don't like all this technology, but when it has personalizations like that inside of it, it makes it a lot easier to use and it makes it a lot less of a headache. So when you come and you look at the air conditioning system, it looks like you're in a race car. It's actually really cool to see all this, because if you've ever seen a race car, a rally car, or a custom built car, anything like that, you know that it has all of this going on inside, and it's really cool. It's a really cool thing that they added in here. So what else are you gonna notice in this area? You have your traction control, you have your emergency lighting, you have this, which honestly I'm not sure what this is. It says manual on it, has a little up and down symbol, and I believe it has something to do with the suspension on this truck, but I'm not sure. So when it comes to your basic things that you're gonna have here, this is going to be your gear shift lever. It's similar to your old one on the older trucks, but it's still impressive. It's pretty futuristic. You just have your park, rear, neutral, drive, and your sport mode. It's nothing crazy. Something different on this truck, it's 10-speed transmission, so I'm not sure how it's going to work with that. I guess you probably have functionality of all 10 speeds. We haven't driven this truck. We probably won't be able to drive it today, but it's something that I'm interested in. You see the emergency brake is right here. It's very simple functionality compared to the older trucks. The older trucks had it in the wheel well. Now it's just electronic, so it's a lot easier to use. So when it comes to driving modes on this truck, it's similar to some of the old models. You have a normal drive mode and you have a tow haul mode. I'm sure on some of the higher models, you'll have a different type of performance mode, maybe off-road mode. But this truck is an SR5, so you just have the more base options. But still, it's interesting because this comes with a towing mode, since it does have a towing package. Guys, I cannot believe that I'm sitting in a 2022 Tundra right now. I've been waiting years, easily 5 or 6 years, for this truck to come out. And let me tell you, it's exceeded my expectations. These seats are awesome, and I don't like vinyl or leather, but this is really nice. It's a really sporty touch. If you look at it, the bolstering is really heavy, and that's useful because a lot of people are gonna be off-roading these things and they need to be held in their seat. The older trucks, honestly, I didn't really like the seats. The seats were uncomfortable. They didn't make me feel good on long trips, and the bolstering wasn't that great. So if you had back problems or something like that, it just didn't have that many options. This truck has a lot of options, and you also see the perforated material on here, and you see an awesome design. It's really impressive. I've never seen something like this on a Tundra. It's really cool and modern, very sport, gives you an athletic vibe. It's just a very sporty truck. It's really cool, it's nice looking. So when you look at the steering wheel, this is another thing that is also really impressive. The old steering wheels on Tundras, honestly, they're very outdated. There were things that you were seeing for years and years. My steering wheel, my 2012, was used for a very long time. And even then, on the newer trucks, they didn't really change it up that much. It was kind of stuck in the past. This is a very nice steering wheel. This is really modern looking. You see the black accents. It even has silver metallic accents. It's very sporty, very sturdy, good quality. And you have a lot of different settings in here. You have a lot of safety settings. You have your detection, you have your lane assist, you have different modes right here. You have your radio controls, calling controls. It's very versatile. It's gonna help you when you're driving. It really is. So now you're gonna notice your dashboard where you see your RPMs and your speed. It's really nice looking. I like it. It's very athletic. It's very sporty. You see how high your RPMs go. It goes up to 5,500. That's where the RPM limit is. You see your heat for the oil. You see your battery. You see your little notifications there. You can see my 2 doors are open right now. You see your lane assist. You see the speed limit. It's very in tune. It's very modern. There's a lot of information. It's very impressive coming from a Toyota. I mean, this truck apparently goes up to 120. So maybe somebody's gonna get to see that one day. You can also see over here, you have a push button stop system. There's no key, which is actually kind of impressive in a Tundra. I have not seen that before. So right now we're looking at the dashboard right next to the steering wheel. This is the steering wheel right here. So this is something new. I haven't really seen it that much on the trucks, at least the Tundras. I'm not sure if the previous generation had it, but it's very sleek and it's very modern. You have an engine start stop system right here. It's very simple. I'm sure it's gonna work fine. You also have your trailer control system right here. Your booster, I believe. It's built in, which is actually kind of impressive because on previous models it was a little bit different, didn't look as good, but very impressive none the least. Right now I want to go over the storage in this Tundra. My Tundra is a 2012 and I love the storage. Let me tell you, the biggest thing for me other than power was storage, but this truck is awesome. You have a cubby right here, very useful. I'd absolutely use it. This is very simple, very similar to old Tundras. You haven't lost any space. It's very manageable. But what really blew the ballpark just completely open is the center console. You have 4 cup holders, 2 here for the driver and 2 in the back for the passenger. You have an entire little area right here for whatever you'd like. You can put anything there, very useful. You have this little cubby. You have another cubby over here. I'd absolutely use this. And then that's not it. You open this up, you have an entire little pocket for storage. You can even see Toyota included a little first aid kit. It's very quirky for Toyota to have included a first aid kit because my truck did not come with one and mine came from the factory without one. So that is actually really cool. You can actually see there's a USB plug and a USB-C, which is very interesting considering that is expensive. When you have so many trucks being produced, that is a very expensive thing to include on 2022 Tundras. So I like that Toyota is considering that it has very different customers. Some may have Samsungs, some may have new iPhones, some may have older iPhones. So it's considerate of them to have included both little chargers. So one thing I wanted to mention is this sleek new door panel. I haven't seen this before. You can actually see it's embossed. It says Toyota right here in retro lettering, which that's really cool. I love that stuff. I love the retro Toyota stuff. It's also got another useful cubby. You can put a phone in here, whatever you'd like. You have your normal window cover. You have your 2 locks, door handle, and manual lock right there. This is a cool little addition that I have not seen in the trucks lately. When you go towards the bottom, you have another cubby. You have 2 cup holders. You have your speaker in the door. It's a really cool, nice looking design. Just very modern, sleek. You also have your light right here. It's a really nice truck. Now we're gonna focus on the rear of this truck. Now, as I said earlier, this is a crew cab, and the crew cab is awesome for space, but they really managed to make it just a really spacious truck. So first we're gonna open up this truck. I actually didn't notice, this truck has some black accents on the door handle, and it's really nice looking. I haven't seen this before on a Toyota truck. It's really nice. This is just really sleek and modern, sporty. So now let's open it up and get to the good stuff. So first thing, this door is massive. It doesn't make it hard to open. The door is really easy to open, really smooth, doesn't feel heavy at all. You have your really nice door panel, a really big window. It's just a big truck. It's really nice. It's just a really nice truck. You have your speaker right here. I believe you also have a tweeter right here, which is new because older trucks now have that. You have your cubby, you have a little thing right here to grab the door, and 2 little cup holders. So now let's get inside the truck and let's check it out. So you can see this truck comes with a rubber mat. It's a really nice rubber mat. It's good for keeping this truck clean. I'd want one. I actually have one similar in my truck. You have the same perforated vinyl in the back seat. It looks really nice, really cool design underneath. It looks like it has a little Tundra thing going on. It's a really nice seat. It's really spacious. I mean, if you look at me, I'm only 5'8", 5'7", you know, maybe 5'8" on a good day. And I have plenty of headroom, and that's sitting in the middle seat, which is higher. I have plenty of leg room. Nothing is bothering me. Nothing is constricting me. And this is with the front seats having plenty of space. So you have so much space in this truck, so much headroom. It can be an awesome work truck. It can be an awesome trip truck. It really works all around. You could be in here as a construction worker with a hard hat on and you'd have space. I mean, personally, I work construction. I'm studying construction, and I'd love to have this truck with working construction. It would be perfect. You could fit 5 people in here just fine. So you can see you have your normal seat belts, nothing special going on there. You also have SRS airbags, so curtain right here. Not sure about the rear window. It's really nice. 2 cup holders. You have a cubby. You also have an AC 120, so you could plug in a charger and charge your phone. You also have 2 vents, which is really nice. A lot of people are looking for vents. Very nice to have vents here. And you also have this, which is very useful. A lot of people like this. Older Tundras did not have this on this side, so useful. It's just an all-around utilitarian. I mean, really like it. Also, I love these handles. A lot of us owners love these handles. We love that Toyota included these handles in the front on the A-pillars and here. That's something that's really useful, and a lot of people use it. So something that's really impressive on this 2022 Tundra is actually the rear suspension. On Toyota trucks, forever, it has been a leaf-sprung rear suspension, meaning that you have a leaf spring that connects to the frame and you have the axle connected. Very simple setup, tried and true. Now, what we have going on here is actually a coil suspension. So you have a live rear axle, meaning that the axle does not have, it has one case and you have the wheels connected, but instead of the leaf springs, you have coils, which this is actually really impressive because it's gonna make it a lot easier to modify in the future. Lifting the leaf springs is problematic. Now all you gotta do is swap out the coils, swap out the shocks, and you're good. It's a very simple way to modify this truck. Not only that, it increases performance, both in towing and both in handling. It's gonna handle way better than the old trucks. It's gonna drive nothing like a truck, actually. It's gonna drive really good, but you're still gonna be able to get it to operate like a truck. So all around, you have the traction bars, you have your coilovers, you have your shocks. Well, not coilovers, coil springs. It's a really new design. I'm sure it's gonna work fine, very reliable. Right now, I'm gonna show you the performance in this truck. So hood latch is right here. You're gonna open it up, come around to the front. So the hood latch is right here. You got sprung up, and you can see the massive 3.5 liter engine in there. The first thing you're gonna notice is this is a big engine. You have a lot of space in this engine bay, but there's a lot of things going on in here. So as I said, this is a twin turbo V6, meaning that you have a lot of piping, induction piping going around, a lot of wiring going around. So you can see the air box right here. There's actually 2 air boxes, one on each side for maximum airflow. You actually have them coming into the fender well, because if you move out, you can see right here, you have a vent to get fresh air when you're driving to get maximum power. So this engine makes 389 horsepower, which is a big push compared to the last V8. Combined with the hybrid, you're gonna be making upwards of 400 horsepower stock. I'm very excited to see the aftermarket applications on this twin turbo V6 because I know it's capable with natural aspiration. Well, not natural, but with forced induction and tuning, there's a lot that's gonna be able to go into this engine. So this engine is very impressive, and many people have their doubts about it. But let me tell you, there's no reason to be doubtful about this engine. This engine has been used with Lexus applications since 2017. So this engine was designed, I'm sure it took 3 to 4 years to design this engine, and then they stuck it in a Lexus for about 3 to 4 years before they put it in a Tundra and put it out for sale. So this engine has been tested in a high power application just like it is in this truck. So I know this is gonna be a reliable engine and it makes high power. So as I said, this is a twin turbo V6, so that means you have a lot of air coolers in here. So if you look, you're gonna have the radiator in here, but you also have intercoolers somewhere in here. It's kind of hard to see, but In here and in here, you have two intercoolers along with the air boxes right behind. So if you move out, you're gonna see that you have vents right at the headlights. These vents seem to be functional. It seems that you're getting air directly into your air box. Obviously it's twin turbo, so you need a lot of air to be able to make power. And this truck makes sure to have an emphasis on a lot of air. So those of you who think that the grill is a little big, it's there for a reason. There's a performance aspect. Toyota made sure you're gonna have air. There's not gonna be an overheating problem. There's not gonna be a low power problem. It needs air and it's got it. So it's a really good looking engine. It makes a lot of power. I'm sure it's gonna sound good. I'm sure there's gonna be a TRD exhaust out there. It's very impressive, and let me tell you, I want one of these in my driveway, and you should too. What everyone's been waiting for. What is the price? Now, as we know, this truck has a lot going on. It has an audio system in there. It has all the mats. It has really nice seats. It has Toyo Guard. It has the warranty. It has the towing. It has a lot of little packages going on. So with the packages does come a little bit of a high price, but honestly, this price is not too crazy. The total price for this truck right now is $61,000. MSRP is $10,000 less, 51, but with this weird market, I think it's justifiable for this truck to be at 61 grand. It's honestly a good deal. This is a very modern truck, very reliable, high power, has a lot of different applications. So the price is not crazy. It's a very market price for what's going on right now. Obviously it's an SR5, so an SR5 is a higher package. They do come at a higher price. It's manageable. This truck, not to mention, it gets pretty good MPG compared to its predecessor. You're gonna get 20 combined on both highway, city. Highway, you're getting 23. City, you're getting around 18. But I'm sure that this is manageable. If you're a lighter driver, you're gonna be able to get higher. I'm sure if you have a heavier foot, you're gonna get lower. But all around, very impressive, especially for 389 horsepower. Not to mention, we have a 10-speed transmission, very new in a Toyota. We have not had a 10-speed transmission in these trucks, so we're gonna see how that's gonna work out, as I've never personally seen them in any trucks. I don't know how they work, don't know the gearing, but very high performance, very impressive. Just all around, this truck is awesome. I'm gonna have one in my driveway. I'm not sure about you, but definitely a dream truck come true. And that's gonna be a cut for today. We got to review this truck. I hope you Toyota lovers loved it. I know here at Toyota Parts Distributor, we really love this truck. We're gonna have one in our driveway. Let us know if you wanna see any more of these cars in the future. Toyota really has some awesome cars out there. We haven't seen a Supra, we haven't seen the Yaris or the Corolla. There's a lot of really cool cars coming out, and if you're interested, like and subscribe, comment down below what you wanna see next, and we'll make sure to get it to your front door. Thank you.